Cool. Take it away, Chris.
Right. This is One Voice Radio and Media, and today we would like to welcome back a very special guest into the studio, Sue from New Horizon. Sue has previously been into the studio, and we are delighted to have her back.
How are you today, Sue?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm really pleased to be back here with you. It's some time since I was here, so it's really nice to see everybody again.
Would you like to introduce yourself as well, obviously? Or are you just going to be
I'm just going to sit
the non-talk, just normally? Then Chris?
Right. If you didn't do New Horizons, what would you do instead?
Well, I've got lots of things that I do as well as New Horizons, so if I wasn't doing New Horizons, some of those would just, I think, fill into the slot. So I'm a governor in a number of different schools. I'm a trustee on 2 multi-academy trusts. I also am a trustee on another charity, which is a medical charity in Salford. I'm also very active in the local community, and I've got lots of hobbies. So I do lots of things as well as New Horizons. So I think the time will be pretty full, even if I wasn't doing New Horizons.
Josh?
So, Sue, if anyone wanted to book the New Horizon, is it easy to do so?
Yes, it's very easy to book onto New Horizons. The easiest thing to do is to look on our website, which is www.newhorizons.org.uk, and on there you'll find a couple of telephone numbers. The first number, which ends in 150, is manned by a gentleman called Paul, and the other number, which ends in 428, is manned by me, and we're both very friendly, so we can easily talk you through the booking process. There's also a way of doing it online. There's actually an inquiry form online, so if people are confident with using the internet, they can look at that and they can book that way. We've also got an online calendar which shows you when we've got availability, which means that you're not ringing up and asking, oh, can I come on such and such a day? I said, oh no, sorry, it's booked. You can have a look and see whether or not we've actually got trips available that day before you talk to us. But we're very friendly people, and we really like talking to our clients while we're going through the booking process.
Sarah?
What is your favourite part of the job?
Oh, I've got lots of favourite parts of the job, but I think the one that really gives me the most pleasure is actually seeing the smiley faces that come up at the end of a cruise. Quite often I only see people just as they go out or just as they're coming back, but seeing people who've had a really good day on the canal, who've really enjoyed themselves, chatting away to each other, happy, smiley people coming off the end of a cruise, that's really the best bit. That's what it's about.
Is New Horizons easy to find in Marple?
I normally would say yes, but unfortunately at the moment we've got some building work going on around our mooring. So we are operating from Top Lock, which is Lock 16 in Marple. So yes, it's easy to find. We can always give people a postcode to help them to get there, and we're bang on the junctions of the Macclesfield and the Peak Forest Canal. But over the next 8 months or so, we will be moving back to where we've always moored, and then we'll be very easy to find, and with new facilities. So it'll be a nicer experience coming out on New Horizons next year.
Okay. Chris?
How many years have you worked at the Trust?
I started volunteering with New Horizons in 2000. So I've been involved for 23 years. In 2006, I was volunteered to become a trustee, and 10 years later I became chair of the trust. So I've been involved with New Horizons for 23 seasons. That's an awful lot of years of boating. But I've been really sort of leading the trust for the last 7 years.
Josh?
Yeah, so Sue, how long would the New Horizons tour take?
Well, we have different types of tours, so really it's up to you how long you want to spend with us. In the height of the season, so basically from the middle of May through to the end of August, we offer 3 different options. We offer morning tours, afternoon tours, full day tours, or we can repeat the morning tour in an evening. A morning tour would be 2 hours, and we leave the mooring around 10 o'clock, 10:15, get back 12:15. 12:15, 12:30. The afternoon tour, we leave 1:15, get back about 4:30. That's a 3-hour trip out. Our full day tour brings those two together, so we would leave about 10 o'clock in the morning, get back for about 4:30. And then the evening tour, which is very popular with a lot of people, and I know some of your groups have actually been on the evening tour, we leave around 6 o'clock and get back about 8 o'clock. But obviously we've run that down at this time of year because it's getting dark and we don't really want people sat out in the dark on the narrowboats. It's not exactly the best thing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of different options, and hopefully next year we'll have a bit more water, so we'll be able to start using the tour back to Worley Bridge again, which has not been available to us this year because of lack of water.
So for anyone that doesn't know New Horizons, is it just a tour service, or can you, like, obviously because people can live on canal boats, is it just a tour service?
We just offer the trips.
Right.
It used to be, when she was first built, and she's been around now for 42 years, she used to take people off on weeks' holidays and things like that. But regulations have changed and licensing has changed and things like that. So now we just offer the day trips, and people come out and have a lovely day out or an evening out or whatever with us.
Brilliant. Okay, Sarah?
Do you like working at the trust?
I think I must do, because to be honest,
It's been here for 23 years.
I've been doing it for a long time, and it does take up most of my time. When I took over as the chair, the previous chairman said to me, it'll take you a couple of hours a week to do the New Horizons work. I think we're still looking for the 2 hours a week I don't do New Horizons work. We haven't found it yet. Because, I mean, I'm not sure quite how much people understand about what it is. It's not just running the boat, because obviously the boat as a charity has to raise quite a lot of money. We don't actually raise from donations from people coming on trips enough to keep the boat running over a year. So as well as the money that comes in through trips, I've got to look for about another £10,000 of funding on an annual basis just to keep her operating and to keep the costs of actually coming on board New Horizons at a reasonable level. And in November this year, she's going off on a really big journey. She's going south into Leicestershire, and she's going to have an awful lot of work done to the hull. She's having a full cabin repaint, she's having new windows, and it's going to be quite exciting because she's actually got to be lifted out of the water by crane and transported on a big lorry. And that work itself is going to cost £42,000. So this year, I spent an awful lot of time trying to raise funds, talking to people about what New Horizons is about, being interviewed by people who want to give us funds because they need to make sure that we're a proper organisation and we've got all of the things that we need to do. So it is quite a big job, and it does take a lot of my time, but when I see those smiley faces, it's just absolutely worthwhile. And when I get back today, I've got to make some jam because we're going to a food fair a week on Saturday, and one of my jobs is actually making everything that we sell.
How much does the average tour cost? Like, is it?
A morning is 75 and an evening is 75.
Right.
An afternoon is 110 and the full day is 165. But that's for 12 people.
Oh, okay.
That
So-
is actually not bad.
Yeah.
You divide that by 12, and you're talking an afternoon out for less than £10.
That's pretty
We provide free tea and coffee on board. We do have a little shop. We do hope that people are going to buy things from our shop. But I mean, people can just come, pay the suggested amount of money, and away they go, and that's 2-3 hours on the canal.
Ashkan?
Is it fully equipped for people with all different types of disabilities?
What we try to be, I mean, obviously she's a narrowboat and she's 42 years old, so sometimes things are not quite as they would be if it was being built in 2023. But we do have a fully working scissor lift, which we're actually able to take people, even people in the big electric wheelchairs, are actually able to get down into the body of the boat. We can get wheelchairs all the way through the boat, which means that it's fully accessible for people with other types of mobility issues. We've got a fully accessible toilet, which opens up to the full width of the boat, so if people need support to use the toilet, things like that, that can be sorted out. We've got a kitchen that people can get into and make themselves brews. They can heat up food, things like that. And we've got 3 steps up to the steering position, but if we can get the people up the 3 steps, then we're very happy to have people up on the steering position as well. We are equipped with the yellow and the black markings for people with visual issues throughout the boat, so people with visual issues can see where they're going to. And we will always make reasonable adjustments to whatever the needs of the people are. Some people would like things switched off and total calm. Some of our autistic visitors prefer us not to be doing commentary, prefer us not to be mowing the horn, things like that. We're a small group. Usually we've only got 3 crew on board, and we will blend ourselves with whatever is required to make sure that the people that are coming out with us get the best experience that they possibly can. If people do have specific needs, we do like it if people tell us in advance of the booking, so we can actually make sure that we've got the right crew on board. For example, if we're taking young people who are under the age of 18 out, we do have a number of us who are fully DBS checked, our skipper is fully DBS checked. We like to just make sure we've got the right crew on board for the group that we're taking out.
Sounds like you got it all covered, to be fair.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Chris?
Right, if you wanted to become a member, how would you do so?
Well, the best way to get in contact with us is either to see us at one of the events that we go to, and I mentioned a few minutes ago that we'll be going to a food fair. That's the food fair in Marple on the 16th of September. Big all-day event, and we'll have lots of volunteers out there that we can talk to. Every year at the beginning of a season we run a volunteer open day where people who are interested in joining us can actually come and talk to us about what that actually means. Anybody who does join us gets a fully comprehensive National Community Boats Association training programme. We've got a number of accredited trainers who are part of the trust, and we will take you through that. But one of the easiest ways to get in touch with us is to just use the email address on the website, chairman@New-Horizons. Come straight through to me, and I'll always talk to anybody or email back or whatever the most appropriate method of communication is. As I said earlier, we'll make adjustments with some people who like to communicate in writing and some people who prefer to pick up the phone and have a chat. We're always happy to take on board whatever people want to do, and there's a number of different volunteering opportunities, whether you're actually out on the boat as a volunteer or working behind the scenes to support the fundraising functions, helping at festivals, and this year for the first time we had a Duke of Edinburgh volunteer who came and did his community service time with us. So lots of different opportunities.
Just a quickie, does the boat ever go to Middlewich Boat Festival, or has it ever been there?
It has been in the past when it was cruising long distances.
Yeah, I thought
but,
so.
It's a bit too far to actually get it there. It would basically take us the best part of a week to 10 days to get there and a week to 10 days to get back again with the distance and the locks and all the other bits and pieces. Anything that's relatively local we will go to. We used to go to the 2-day event in Whaley Bridge. We did that on a regular basis because we could easily get there in an evening cruise. So anything relatively local. So, sometimes things get organised by the Macclesfield Canal Society. We will go to that sort of thing.
Right, very good. Okay, so Sarah's just got one more question.
Is there anything you like to ask us?
Yes, is there anything that we could do as a charity to make your user experience any better? Or can you think of any ways in which we can communicate with that wider community and get more people on the boat? I mean, this year we have had an awful lot of bookings, but we're going to be cruising through September and into October, and we've still got gaps, and we'd be still, be delighted to see people who wanted to come and use the boat, and then obviously thinking through to next year when she comes back with her new paint job and looks all sparkly and shiny. We'd really love to see people. So if you can think of any ways that we can actually engage with you better, that I would be delighted to hear about.
Yeah. Do any of you have any ideas? This is already quite a good one, the interview in general. That's going to spread the message around Pure quite a lot, isn't it? Is there anything else you guys could think of, a way to spread the word? Sarah?
I'm thinking what about leaflets?
Or handing out leaflets around Pure? Handing them out everywhere, around the community? You could do, that's one easy way, isn't it? Josh?
I was going to say Sarah, really.
Ashkan?
I'm going to say Sarah.
Same as Sarah.
Yeah.
Chris, same as Sarah, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, if we're going for the same as Sarah, then probably not too brilliant to do it at this stage, but early next year, when we get to sort of March, April time, I could certainly provide a raft of leaflets that you could share with people. And that would be very helpful to us and hopefully get more users.
I know one thing I've suggested, what about put it in the newsletter?
Yeah, can put it in. We have like a newsletter every month with all the stuff that's going on in Pure.
Yeah.
So we can put the interview will probably get put in it anyway, but then we can add on some extra details as well. A lot of you guys go to Respite as well, don't you? Go to discos, access festivals. That can spread the word a bit more, can't it? Get the message out to a few more people. Yeah.
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 Is there anything else you want to ask him?
No?
You say you only goes local. Which areas do you go? Because sometimes what about Higher Point? And do you go to Higher Point?
Oh yes, we go to Higher Point probably twice a day, every day during the season.
Right, yeah.
And out towards Wallington. That's our normal cruising route out in that direction. And I'd say once we get some water back out towards New Mills and to Whaley Bridge, those are also normal cruising. We can easily do that in a day and back again, and that's basically the parameters that we work to. If we can get there in a day and back, we can do it.
Yeah, right, okay.
Is there anything else you guys want to ask? No?
No.
No? Well, I guess we'll leave it there then. Thanks for coming in and
Thank
talking
you for
to us.
inviting me.
It's been a pleasure, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been very fascinating. Yeah.
Lovely.